Welcome to the Your Mark on the World show. I am so excited we have Kristin Nimsigner with us today. She's the CEO of Social Solutions, a company that just received a $59 million commitment from Steve Ballmer's organization. Holy cow, this is really going to be an interesting discussion. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to the Your Mark on the World show with your champion of social good, Devin D. Thorpe.
This episode is made possible via the support of our sponsors, including Johnson & Johnson's Caring Crowd. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
It is an honor to have you, and we're excited to learn more about what you're doing that would attract $59 million from Steve Ballmer. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. We're very excited about it.
So tell us about what you do at Social Solutions.
Absolutely. So we're a software company that works in what we like to call the philanthropic tech area. And so we sell to nonprofits and to public entities that do social good and try to make a change in human lives. And our software helps enable that.
Social Solutions has been around a while, or at least some of the portfolio pieces that there have been around for quite a while. I remember looking at your apricot solution years ago for a nonprofit organization I was looking at. This is more than a decade ago. You're relatively new to the organization. What attracted you to Social Solutions?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you're absolutely right. Social Solutions has been around for 18 years. We're the most widely distributed case management software to nonprofits. But we've been inside the Vista Equity Partners private equity portfolio for just about 4 years. And they are the majority investors that brought me on board about 2 years ago. And so my charter and our charter for the last few years has been really to hypercharge the growth of the organization, to accelerate the product development in some new exciting ways, and to really revolutionize the way that we take that history of being the partner to nonprofits for their technology and case management needs and really move it into a very bright future. And so that has been what I've been focused on and certainly what we've been achieving over the last couple of years.
It seems to me that from some of the materials you gave me in advance and from what I see on your website, that there is a real focus at Social Solutions on measuring impact. How do you do that, and why is that important to you?
Yeah, great question. And you asked me why it was attractive for me, and that's a key part of it because, I'm a technologist at heart, although I was raised as a English major and a former lawyer, but I get very passionate about technology. But what gets me up every day is an opportunity to do a couple of things. One is really contribute to the growth of a fast-paced tech company, and we check that box. But what's a lot less common is to be able to do that fun work of running a growing software company while also having every single thing that we do really make a big impact in the social sector, really enable the great work that's being done by our client organizations, and fundamentally change human lives. So there aren't too many software companies that get to be sort of in that high growth, super exciting, do cool things, technology arena, and at the same time be serving social good and really driving impact, to your point, and bringing that transparency and accountability from every other sector to philanthropy and help our client organizations prove that they're putting their funder dollars to good work, to good use and making a difference.
The software suite that you have developed is, you have versions available for small nonprofits and large enterprise scale nonprofits.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the use cases and how they vary from the small to the large.
Yeah, it's a great question. And you're absolutely right. Our software can manage and does manage everything from, for example, our largest client is the state of California, and they use our software to manage the entire prisoner and parolee population with an aim toward driving down recidivism and increasing the rate at which citizens are re-entered to society in a successful way. And that's an enormous implementation of our software, as you can imagine, all the way down to a small nonprofit that might be a local victim services organization or an after-school program for kids or a homeless shelter. And while the use cases vary depending on the population that's being served, there are some core tenets that allow our software to really work across the spectrum. And we're tracking touch points between service organizations and the populations they serve, and then we're turning that data into actionable insights and the ability to demonstrate impact and outcomes. And so there are a lot of similarities despite the fact that there's a lot of disparity in the types of organizations.
Excellent. Kristin, you've had an impressive career and you've done a lot. What are you most proud of having accomplished?
That's you're very kind. Thank you. It's been good. A lot of learning, a lot of opportunities, I like to call it, when you don't get where you want to go and have to learn from it. It's funny you ask that, because I had a similar conversation with my chairman of my board not long ago. So my chairman is Alan Klein, who's the Fandango founder. So he's a great and interesting person to learn from as well. And we were talking specifically about what you were talking about at the outset, which is the Ballmer investment. And I said, Alan, I'm trying to decide if this is the thing in my career I'm most proud of. And Alan said, well, Chris, how I measure that, because he's always got an algorithm, is, degree of difficulty, range of possible outcomes, and impact of what you've achieved. And so we had a little chat about that and came to the conclusion that, candidly, on all of those bases, this one's probably it. I'm super excited about the opportunity.
Excellent. Chris, what is the most important lesson you've learned over your career?
Wow, I think to listen to other people and recognize as a leader that you don't know everything, and that part of making a good decision for the business is making sure that every single person with their diverse perspective, both background and functional expertise, has an opportunity to be heard. And so I'm impatient by nature, decisive by nature, and I try to channel those things for good. But I think one of the things I've really learned is how to slow down and listen and make sure that we're getting inputs from every area to help us make good decisions.
Excellent. Excellent. Chris, obviously, you are a really capable leader who could be doing anything. You could take your skill set to Wall Street, Silicon Valley, anywhere, and focus on, frankly, more profitable opportunities. Not that there isn't a profit in what you're doing, but why is it that you have chosen so much of your career to focus on impact-oriented opportunities?
Yeah, I think, I always feel like I'm having some conversations in life that help me answer your questions, but I was trying to explain this to my daughter the other day, and she's a high school junior, so she's talking about how she's going to spend her summer and then college years, and she was asking me something similar. And, I think profit motive is good and fun, and nobody likes to win more than I do, and I think that's probably a fair statement. At the same time, this particular job and this company and this team, we have the opportunity to win while also helping nonprofits win and helping better society. And I think, we're at a time as a country, we're at a time globally where the need to sort of help raise all boats and really raise opportunity for all people is really important to me. And I'm at a stage in my career where I finally have, I think, more opportunity to choose what I spend time on. And for me, this just is a really fun intersection of, high growth, investor-led, technology-driven business where we can really make a difference for people. And there's nothing more motivating to me or more impactful than going out and meeting with our clients and seeing firsthand that the work that they're doing and feeling like there's a direct connection to where I'm spending all of my life energy and the work that our clients are doing. And it's just enormously rewarding.
Chris, what is your superpower?
My superpower. So I think everything's always a double-edged sword, right? But I think my superpower probably is just never being satisfied. Never being satisfied. Personally, with the team, with the business, with my chess game, with my lap times, in the car, just never being satisfied. And I think that, while that might plague me and plague my sleep at times, I think it probably serves me well as well.
Okay, now I never do this, but you got to tell me about lap times. What?
So one my hobby is to drive a race car on the track. And so what I find is that it's a great way, given what I do all day, to unplug and be entirely focused. Because if you're doing, 1.8 mile, 12 turn course, if you're not paying attention, you'll die. And so it has, for me, it checks all the boxes around adrenaline as well as sort of this meditative component of total focus. So that's my way to deal with stress.
Well, I'm just, my head is just spinning with trying to understand this, given all of the stereotypes that 54 years have accumulated. And I'm thinking, okay, tech CEO, yeah. Young mother, no. But anyway, it's my brain will break thinking about this. But do you own a car?
Say it again.
Do you own a car that you race on the track?
I do.
Tell us about the car.
All right. So if you are a race car driver, you fall into two categories. You either have a track car and a daily driver, or you have a daily driver that you track. Given that in this phase of my career, I spend more time in this room than on the track, I have a daily driver I track, and it's a BMW M4.
Excellent. I have a good friend who has, I think, the same car that does the same thing. So amazing. Chris, that's so fun to hear. I apologize for the distraction, but you start talking about lap times and you got my attention. Chris, before you go, and I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us, will you take just a minute and tell people how they can learn more about Social Solutions and how they can connect with you personally?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we would love for everyone to learn more about Social Solutions by visiting socialsolutions.com or following us on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, and certainly LinkedIn as well. And we always are looking for great new team members who are motivated by our mission and want to be part of our team, so have to put in a plug for that. And you can find me in all of those same places at K. Nimsigner.
Fantastic. Well, Chris, again, thank you so much for being with us today, and we wish you every success in growing your business and changing the world.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
All righty, let's do some good.
At Caring Crowd, we believe everyone has the power to make a difference. Through our crowdfunding platform for community health, we empower passionate people to drive real change. Whether you work for a nonprofit organization, volunteer, or want to get involved for the first time, you can post a campaign on Caring Crowd. Join us, because caring is where change begins.
Thank you for listening. Devin Thorpe's mission is to end extreme poverty, improve global health, and mitigate climate change before 2045 by finding and sharing the stories of those who are doing the most good. You can join with other listeners to accelerate Devin's mission by visiting helpdevin.org right now.